In this lesson, I want to explore the speed curve function within CapCut. I find it extremely beneficial for those of you who are new video editors, or even if you're using CapCut as your free editing option. So with the clip selected and in our adjustment panel, we have clicked on speed. We can now click on curve, which is next to the normal function. By clicking on this, we are now greeted by several curves. The one that everybody should be familiar with is the montage, which essentially is your clip speeds up, then speeds back down, and then goes back into its original time. It's something that I use extremely frequently with a lot of my content creation. Of course, we've also got hero time, bullet, jump cut, flash in, and flash out. You also have the option to click on the customize, which then allows you to create your own curve. But for the sake of this particular lesson, I'm going to go ahead and click on montage, and I'm now presented with a curve graph. I must say, I genuinely like this functionality. I wish this was in more advanced or paid subscription based editing software, but nevertheless, the montage has now automatically been applied to our clip. So if we focus our attention onto our clip in the timeline, we can see the speed has been applied to this top bar, and each intersection represents the intersection on the curve. Let me try and explain that for you in a little bit more detail. If I drag my playhead across, I want you to also notice in the top adjustment panel, you've also got a playhead which shows where the clip aligns. Now, if I just drag this across quite quickly, you can see both playheads moving succinctly. Let's go ahead and play this clip. So you can see it slowly starts, ramps up, and then comes back down and then levels out. If I was personally editing this clip into a content creation, I don't feel I would actually need to change any of this. The montage itself is quite good. However, for the sake of learning, I'm going to show you how you can adapt and change the curve. Over in our graph, if you click on these particular bullet points or areas of focus, you can reposition them where you believe it might be more suitable. So I actually feel like if I was going to do any tweaking on this, I'd make the ramp up in speed start a lot later, and I'd probably push the ramp even higher. And to do this, you can literally just take one of the ends and pull it up so the ramp is quite high. And then as a general learning principle or creative principle, you always want the ramp to match either side, so you get this smooth ramp up and then back down. And from this, you should be able to tell that you essentially can go ahead and move different points of speed across this graph. So let's go ahead and play this and see how that now looks. The slow video should ramp up very quickly and come back down and then level out. I think that's great. I could probably extend the ramp even more so the speed lasts for a longer duration. However, that's down to your creativity. It's down to your content creation and however you want to play it. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command Z on all of this. And what I actually want to do is just quickly click on customize, and from there, you'll essentially get a flat line curve. And what that means is no speed ramps or any changes in the image have been applied. However, you have the option to do it yourself manually. Of course, you can go ahead and just drag clips up in a different section. You can reposition it, and if you feel like you've done something that you're not necessarily happy with, you can go ahead and click on the redo button, and then from there it'll go back to your previous setting. Now, you might be wondering, well, I've only got 3 areas which I can adjust on. So 1, 2, and 3. What you can do is position your playhead in a particular area that you're interested in, and just go ahead and click on the plus icon. This will now give you another point of interest, another area in which you can manipulate the time. So I can ramp that up, and then I can come to this second point, ramp it down, ramp it all the way back up again, and bring it all the way back down for a flat line. Let's go ahead and play that. Okay, doesn't look that great. You could probably go ahead and hit smooth slow-mo, again switch to optical blending, and then from there try and have a look at the effect you've applied. But as a general rule of thumb, G's, flash in and flash out tend to work quite well. However, if you're going for the ultimate speed ramp, go with montage.